back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Stardew Valley, my playthrough as a Joja Operative. So in my last episode, we headed down through the Skull Cavern, and we showed off that particular part of this game. And now, in this particular episode, we're going to continue on with Fall. I know I had said previously that I wasn't going to do the raccoon stump quest, but I decided, kind of looking at it a little bit more, that I'll try to at least do a few rounds of it just to show kind of what happens with it. So in this particular episode, we're going to try to get the first item that we need in order to do that, as we pick up our 10,000 gold here from Mr. Key for getting down through the Skull Cavern, and that is the fish smoker. So in order to get the fish smoker, what we need is 10,000 gold, and we are going to have to go all the way over to Willie's and pick it up, the recipe, and then we'll have to get the items for it. But before we do that, your moment of mindfulness is picking up pumpkins. And that has been your moment of mindfulness for this episode, as we also picked up some broccoli and some coffee seeds. So that's pretty awesome. We'll make use of all of that. We could put the coffee seeds in there if we had 5, but we don't have enough. And I don't think the traveling merchant has anything that we need. Remember, we need a bullhead for our raccoon stump quest, as well as a few other items to make the smoker. Alright, and since we completed the prismatic shard or slime quest in my last episode, we can get another lucky ticket here, or prize ticket, and we'll use it to get the star drop tea. Next up is a bed. Must be a pretty special bed, but I believe this is a universally loved item that you can give to other villagers. Alright, and so now we're going to buy the fish smoker. It requires a few special items in order to do that. And that will give me a chance to actually do a little bit of fishing as well and build up my fishing experience, because we do have a few fishing events we can do once we get a little further along in the seasons. And I'm pretty low right now. And today is also Ramen's birthday, so of course we're going to give her a piece of coral. So the second part of the first area of the raccoon stump quest is we need some mussels, and in order to get those, at least the most consistent way, is to actually use crab pots. And to access those, we need to get our fishing up to level 3. So that is one of my goals for this particular episode. Alright, and now we're going to plant. So we got all of those pumpkins. I went to Joja and I grabbed a bunch of cranberries. Obviously, these are crops that if you planted them outside would only work in one season, but since we're doing it inside the greenhouse, we can have them pretty much for the rest of the playthrough. And once they start producing, they will produce quite a bit of the cranberries and give us a lot of money. You can also do it with blueberries or any other reoccurring crop that gives you a nice profit. The only issue with cranberries is they do cost quite a bit to buy the seeds. So there we go. Now we got a ton of cranberries in here. And now I'm going to try to catch a bullhead, which are in the mountain lake up here. And I've been doing this for a little while, and we finally caught one. So that is it for today. We caught a bullhead. We also caught a river jelly from the river down to the south in Cindersnap Forest. And now we just need 2 more types of jelly in order to create the fish smoker. So we need a cave jelly, and we also need a sea jelly. So as you might expect, the sea jelly comes from the ocean, and the cave jelly actually comes from one of the fishing areas of the mines. So So you can do it on floor 20 or floor... So we get up to level 2 fishing, that's pretty awesome. Or you can do it on some of the other floors as well, including floor 40, I believe, or maybe 60. And then 80 or 90, I don't know. There's a few floors in which you can do it. So we'll be doing that. It can take a little while. It's not a especially common item to find when fishing. And so you do need to fish quite a bit over and over and over again. Haley, you and I, we need to start thinking about a baby. Maybe we just go back to bed and start working on that. Alright, what's our luck today? Some extra luck, that's good. And today would be a good day to catch a walleye, since you do have to do it in the rain. However, I am not interested in that, because we want to try to get the items necessary. Oh, Jericho loves us. He's at max hearts. But we need the items necessary for the fish smoker. We finally got our pet to his max hearts. Again. I believe I already did that before the 1.6 patch. And then they increased the number of hearts needed to get max affection with your pet. So now I've done it again. And interestingly, now that we do have our pet up to max affection, we can actually get more pets. I'm not sure if I'll actually do that or not. We'll see. Maybe I will. You have to build some more bowls for them to be able to exist on your farm. And I don't know which type of pet I would actually adopt in order to go with Jericho. I'll have to think about it. Another dog, or maybe a cat, or something else. Because I think they added a few other types of pets that you can use as well. And actually raise in this game now, from patch 1.6. Alright, so we have a new bulletin board quest here. We can go with the aquatic overpopulation and do a ton of fishing. But I'm going to go with the curious substance and see if we can find some ectoplasm. It'll require us to fight some ghosts in the mines. Alright, so I got some more stuff here. We found some sea jelly, finally. Took a long time down on the beach next to the ocean, but we finally managed to acquire some. So we still need the cave jelly. Oh! Well, here we go. Should we have a baby? You betcha. Let's have a baby, Haley. So you can have up to 2 kids, I believe, still. So this will be our first kid. We'll see what we get. That's exciting. That's why we built the extra part to the house here. And now we're going to continue onward. Where is my beautiful bride? Okay, beautiful sunny day tomorrow. That's nice. And our luck today is neutral. And we got some rewards on the Xbox. Woo! I'm surprised I hadn't already got that today. You don't have to play very often to get those secondary rewards. I think that's the only message I have that can pop up during gameplay. I don't have achievements anymore as a message that pops up. But now Willie is selling a better fishing pole, and we have a ton of pumpkins down there to pick up. But here is the message about adopting a different animal, another pet, for our farm. We have to pay a licensing fee, and then you have to go to Robin and get another bowl created. So I will consider that. You can let me know in the comments if you'd like me to adopt a particular type of pet. But we also have our tea leaves coming in, which is exciting. A little bit more profit. Alright, so we have a pumpkin, which means we can finish off our quest for a pumpkin to give to Caroline. Alright, Abigail, I'll keep it as a secret. And since it's Tuesday, all of the women in town are gathered together to do their weekly exercise. Since it's in the last week of the month, we also can head back into Caroline's room and pick up an extra tea leaf back there as well. So remember, the last week, any tea trees that you have will start producing leaves each day for about a week. And so we'll be doing that just for a little bit of extra profit. Yeah, we're not making tea because I don't like tea. My wife and daughter like tea, but here's your pumpkin. And if you do hear any sounds in the background, I apologize. We do have a hamster now, and it is hanging out in the basement where I'm doing this recording. And it likes to run in its wheel and make all sorts of loud sounds, so I will try to cut them out in post, but you never know. Hey, we got our cave jelly. That means we can finish this off and get our smoker. While I go looking for ectoplasm. If I find some, I will cut back. Otherwise, I'll meet you back at the house once we get it. Alright, I didn't find any ectoplasm. We'll have to continue that quest later. But now we have our 3 types of jelly. We also have our 10 pieces of hardwood. And that will allow us to create our fish smoker. And then we just need our crab pots in order to try to get mussels. So let's create our fish smoker. If you start on the Riverlands farm, you actually start with one of these in your house, and you can start using it immediately. So that's pretty nice for people who choose that particular farm. We're going to stick it in our kitchen. I see no problem with smoking something in our kitchen. Pay no attention to that noxious smoke coming out of the top. And now we just need crab pots, which if we do level up to level 3 with our fishing, we'll be able to construct. But that is it for this particular episode. So as always, viewers, thank you for watching as we level up to level 3. Yay, we can get crab pots. I'll see y'all in my next episode. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.